I am running inside the Siam Paragon. I have to go to the Bose store, right across the way from all the fancy car dealerships. I got some nice little Bose earbuds, but the on-off button is kind of acting weird. So I'm going to see if they'll take a quick peek at it. Otherwise, I'm going to go to MBK. Those guys can fix anything for $5. I'm going to run across, get on the BTS, go one stop up to, this is the Siam Central Station. I'm going to go up to National and get off at the MBK Mall and see if I can't find somebody to makeshift a little, I just need a little pin. I have the plastic piece that goes over the headphones. I just need the little rubber pin to turn it on and off. Right now I need to do it with like something sharp, like a ballpoint pen, and it's just a pain. Those guys can fix anything. I had an aircraft radio that was not charging any longer, and that aircraft radio was $500, and that guy, I don't know what he did. He took it apart, changed some little deal, and it works perfect now. And he was only going to charge me like $4. I gladly gave him whatever it was, about $8, because I was this close to just throwing that radio away, but I thought better of it, and now I'm going to bring it over to Thailand, and I'll bet they can fix it. So if you have even a 4 or 5 year old laptop that, whatever, maybe it just has one little tiny issue with it, you might want to consider throwing it in the luggage, bringing it over here. Yeah, I'd still get a brand new laptop before you get over here. You're going to get that cheaper in the United States. Here's the old MBK Mall. Again, I don't know why I thought it was built in the 60s. Maybe because it just seems so old compared to the other malls, the Siam Paragon. They're just fancier than anything you're going to find in the United States, really. So this mall was built in '85, and today it's just 8 floors. Every floor is kind of dedicated to one floor's camera, one floor's computers, that kind of thing. Big cell phone floor. If you want to get a 2 or 3 year old iPhone to use as a Thai phone, this is where you need to come. And negotiation is expected here in NBK. You'll see there's a lot of like just small stations, and they're just trying to make a living, but don't be afraid to make a reasonable offer and they'll probably accept it. And I was just being lazy. You can actually walk from the Siam Paragon to, I think that's Siam Center, mix all these Paragon malls up, and then the walkway here, skywalk above busy Sukhumvit, will just bring you right into the MBK. Probably something I should point out is different shops like this, they're going to have all kinds of little Samsonite bags that are nowhere near the real deal. Sometimes you do have to shop around. I went to a watch store, kind of there's, how do I put it, little stores on one side, and then there's kiosk on the other side. Well, I went into the watch store just with an old dive watch I have. It needed a new battery, and he wanted, not much, $9 maybe to put the battery in there. And I don't take that thing in the water, and they get into the whole, well, it's a dive watch, we got to change the seal, this or that or whatever. And I wasn't really caring about that. I just wanted the watch to work. So I just walked right across the way to one of these guys, and he said, well, I can put this battery in for $1, or the best battery I have is $3. So I went that way. So don't be afraid to look around just a little bit. I don't mean you have to waste that much time, but sometimes there's a big difference just from 5 feet away. All right, well, thank you so much, sir. 2 hours, and I'll be back. 500 baht. Fair enough. All right, so he's gonna get on my little Bose headphones. The deal is my little thing came off, the little cover, and the cover, you need to push it on and off. So the only way I can turn it on right now, which is kind of lame, is with a pen or something sharp. So he's gonna make me something. And 500 baht, 5 times 3, was that $13.75, $14? Fair enough. Hopefully I'll get another year. There are really good deals on leather goods. If you want really nice leather belts or purses, you can get some. Now these are genuine Chanel bags. I'm sure at a discounted price, and I'm sure they're not genuine. But still, if you want to have a little bit of fun and pick up some fakes, no problem. I guess there's a little bit of ethics involved, but this whole mall is kind of dedicated to fakes. You can also get all kinds of Thai silk. You're gonna get what you pay for. There's levels, whatever, A, B, C, D. The phone floor, these are just hundreds and hundreds of this is all brand new stuff, but like these guys over here probably selling iPhone 7s if you want it, right up until they probably have the iPhone 13s. The Thai folks that have some cash, when the iPhone 14 comes out, they just rush over here and sell their iPhone 13s. Now this is true 5G. I have AIS. AIS, True, and DTAC are like Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint over here. And any of these stores for a small price can magically unlock your unlockable Verizon phone or whatever. So don't be afraid to come talk to these guys. I mean, they all say unlock, fix, repair, and it's not going to be a lot of money. These guys, they kind of know what they're doing. So they can do everything up here. Fix cracked screens, change those batteries that aren't supposed to be changed, do it all. And at a reasonable rate. Maybe I could have haggled and said, hey, how about 400 baht? But I'm really not arguing with the guy over $3. 500 baht's a reasonable fee to get my kind of expensive headphones. They're older, but they still work perfect. Hold a battery charge perfect. So if I can get them to turn on and off, my only problem with them is they're so hard to turn on and off that when I'm out running around, I'm using my headphones, and I think I turned them off and I didn't, and they just sit there, I guess, on standby, and they're not so good on standby. So they'll go dead after 3 or 4 hours, I think, just sitting there. So if I can get that on button for 14 bucks, I'll be really happy. This is also the place to come for authentic gear. This, I think this is big camera. Yeah, big camera here and big camera here. You're going to pay more than the US, but you'll find all the authentic lenses. That's actually the camera I had. When the RX100, it was similar, but it had a little speck of dirt on the lens. You can see that's not a bad price, really. What is that? 17,000, 18,000 baht is about 600 bucks. Mine was, I think, around 800. I got it on eBay for whatever, 500, and used it for a couple of years, and then that speck of dust was just killing me in the daylight, and I brought it to not one of these camera shops, but one of those repair guys. I figure it's going in the garbage if he can't fix it anyhow, and he fixed it perfectly for, back in the day, I think 10 bucks, and I don't even remember what I did with it. I think one of the kids ended up with it, one of the nephews or something, but that's fine. And as you're sitting in the bars here in Thailand, the different guys will come up with their box of fake Rolex watches and all. That's fine, but they still want a little bit of money for them. I don't know. I've never bought one. I'd guess 50 bucks and would probably take 30. Again, this is all a guess. But if you want some of those fake watches, get them here, because these guys, yeah, they're selling you a fake watch, but most of the folks in here, they're pretty honest, and they're going to give you something that is at least working right now at time of purchase. And if the thing conked out on you later that day, like I say, I'm sure you could bring it back and they'd give you another fake, where the guy in the bar, he's gone, and you're not really sure what he's selling you. It might be the bottom end of the fake market, I don't know. Whereas these guys, they're here every day, so they're not really looking to rip you off. They're just trying to make a living. Now I came in, I'm on the 3rd floor, and I think it's the 3rd floor. If not, I'll correct myself. But at the very end of the mall, so the BTS is this way. So at the very end is kind of I'll call it a bazaar. It's almost like a swap meet, whatever, of different stands with all the knockoffs, All these stands there's knockoffs as well, but this is a little bit more high end for them all. Where in the back, it's just one person with an area maybe this big selling their fake vans or whatever it is. And some heavy negotiations can happen back there. You can negotiate in any of these stores. You're not going to do that at Siam Paragon. The price is what it is. And for instance, I was just looking at a Quicksilver shirt. I walked by, I go, oh, that's kind of a handsome shirt. And I looked at the price and it was almost 3,000 baht, which, what is that, roughly almost $100? So keep that in mind. You might be able to find a Quicksilver shirt in here for $6. Now, is it the same quality? No. But that's what things are going to cost over here. So I was correct. It is the third floor. So once you get past all the stands, this is just like an open area back here of individual little stalls. And you're going to find everything from wigs, hair dryers. I mean, if you just need some curling iron or whatever, you're probably going to get a Chinese version at a super reasonable price. Whereas you go in the fancier mall, Siam Paragon, it's going to be a Sony curling iron, and you're going to pay, $40 for it. So here's the North Face t-shirts and all, and again, everything's a little bit negotiable, even if you, especially if you buy 3 or 4, you'll probably get one free. And here's the authentic Nikes. Yeah, nice. That's what I got. How are you? They even have, let's call them imitation Levi's. Maybe even try these. Okay, $1,000, $9.99, and that's probably negotiable for some Nikes. So that is less than $30. And like I say, there's going to be no shortage of refrigerator magnets and Thai flags, all the kind of souvenirs. Here's even Thai silk, probably not the best quality. Somewhere back here's Thai silk as well. Somewhere in here in the MBK, you can find some really legitimate silk shops, and I haven't bought them in a while, but back in the day, 6-7 years ago, I bought the highest end, kind of that bumpy Thai silk scarves for some friends, and they were, I think, less than $50, maybe $40. So I'm not sure what they cost today, but they're going to be a fraction of what you're going to pay at Nordstrom or Macy's in the United States. So here are the exact Nikes I'm wearing. And I think I got them on sale at the outlet in San Diego for $90 or whatever. I hate wasting money, but a good pair of walking shoes. I bought 2 pair, and the imitations there are, his were about $25 US. So I don't know, but I have been walking on this pair. I brought 2 pair over because they're just super comfortable. I can walk 10, and oftentimes I do walk around 10 miles, and my feet don't even hurt. So I'm okay with paying $100 for a good pair of shoes. Maybe I'll pick up a pair of those shoes. Not today. I don't feel like hauling them around. But maybe I'll pick a pair up just to see how they feel. I'm guessing they're a lot stiffer, but I'm just curious what you can get for $25. Here's a guy, says $299 and your suit will be ready in 8 hours. All right, so that's something. I'm assuming it's a suit. No, it's not. It's 2 jackets, 2 pants, 2 shirts, and 2 ties, all for $299. All right. I'm not sure if that's the finest Italian wool, but that's still pretty impressive. They do some amazing tailoring at a good price here in Bangkok. In fact, today I dropped off 5 shirts to be fitted. Just shirts I've already owned that just kind of didn't fit right, a little too baggy, a little too long. And for 100 baht or $2.80, he's gonna fix them, and he's did that for me already. So I'm sure he could even make me a nice suit. But I think the going rate for quality fabric in a nice suit is closer to $300, and it comes with fittings. The guy's not going to do all that in 8 hours. Now these are top of the line Gucci purses. I don't see any prices, so again, this is all pretty negotiable. They'll probably throw out here's the imitation North Face duffels. A lot of these places, they kind of throw out a price, and then you start walking away, and then it's like, yeah, okay, 300 baht. They even have a Tim Hortons back here for the Canadians in town. 40 baht. It's at $1.10 for Tim Hortons donuts. And what is the coffee? I'm not a coffee guy. Espresso is 95 to 125 for a large. Cold brew, 110 to 140 baht for a large. I am gonna go find the food court, get myself a nice chicken soup and rice lunch, and give my guy, he requested a couple hours to make that little deal. There's also all kinds of photo studios and artists that from a photo will make beautiful pencil sketchings. Just anything that involves craftsmanship, you can get at a heck of a deal here. It's incredible. You know, you can hand them a picture of your old grandfather or whatever, and okay, come back tomorrow, and it's this big, beautiful pencil sketched thing for $20-$30. pretty reasonable to commission some art. Now this is all legit. These are non-imitations, and they're not trying to fool you. If you go to a lot of these watch guys and whatever, you know, you're looking at some watch, I mean, you got to be pretty foolish to think you're going to get a Rolex for what, I don't know what they charge, $50, $100, whatever it is. But they'll straight up tell you if for some reason you think it's real. No, this isn't real, but it's a nice quality. Or maybe they'll say it's a fake, but it's a fake made in Europe. Yeah, I'm not sure I would entirely believe that. Here's older iPads and oh, this is the place to come for when you get your brand new phone. Like I got this S22 Ultra at the phone store, brand new, and just like any phone store, they wanted $30 for a phone case. Came right over here, and I had 1,000 choices for $3. I ended up buying like an imitation OtterBox or whatever for $6. Consider the MBK like Amazon. You're going to be able to get all kinds of holders for your headphones, or just generic Chinese padded cases, things like that. You're going to get in here for a fraction of the cost because it doesn't have Sony on the side. So come on in here and get all those things. Plus cords, cables, travel plugs, all that's going to be just cheap. My buddy was heading to Australia, and he needed to get some different travel plugs and all. And we were somewhere, and he grabbed one. I think it was in the Big C shopping center, and it was kind of expensive. It was like $11, and I knew he wasn't leaving for 3 weeks. And I said, hey, next time you're going by MBK, just go in there. And he told me the other day he got all the plugs he needed for like less than $1. I think I need to go to the 7th floor, probably follow the crowd for I'll call it the cafeteria style food court. You get your little card, and you have whatever 20 stands to choose from. A delicious $2 homemade lunch. Just like any food court, go to the cashier, put 100 baht, whatever you want, on your little card, and then here you just have a couple dozen stands to choose from. And unless it's beef, nothing's going to be over 100 baht. We'll go take a look. Oh, this is always good. Stewed pork on a bed of rice. 65 baht, which is less than $2. Get some stewed pork leg, rice, delicious. Stewed duck noodles. Even the duck is 85 baht, 100 baht. All right, I'm gonna get in line, get a card. So there is my $1.95 chicken and rice. It's fried chicken and rice, and broth where they boil the chickens for the boiled chicken, and a bottle of water. This place is packed. The hardest thing is finding a seat. I really do love these food courts. I like the street food, but every now and then you're sitting there, you know, watching the guy wash the dishes and pots in just a bucket of water, and I've never got sick, but it's always in the back of your mind where this is basically street food just in a mall, air-conditioned mall. Everything's super clean, and a lot of these people, you know, they've been making right here this rice with roast duck or roast pork and crispy pork. You know, he's been making that for 20-something years, and it's less than $3, $2 in a lot of cases. A duck usually costs a little bit more. I'm in one of these food courts at least 5 times a week for lunch. If I'm walking by, one of my favorites is the Emporium Mall and in the Prompong area over there. That chicken place I go to there has a Michelin recommendation. So that's pretty hefty praise for basically cafeteria food. And you see everything here. There's omelets and stir-fried basil with rice. Many of these food courts are in the basement of the malls. Here at MBK, it's up on the 6th floor. You can find Taco Bell and KFC. Well, Bonchon's not bad. That's Korean fast chicken. Dairy Queen. You can find it all in Thailand. You can probably find most of it right here in this mall. But Taco Bell, for instance, man, I would not waste too many meals on Taco Bell here in Bangkok or Thailand. I never ate at Taco Bell in the United States, but at least I knew what it was. You know, it was cheap food at 2 in the morning. Over here, it's really not that cheap. 4 tacos and a soda, you're going to be paying $11, $12 for something that seems like it was frozen and shipped across an ocean, because it probably was. Up on the 7th floor is the movie theater. It's a Thursday, about 1 in the afternoon. So we missed the first showing, but we'll go see what the movie prices are. To be careful when you buy your tickets. See, this is just a fancy screen. They're all couches. There'll be people standing here like this young lady. So this movie might be playing on the fancy couches or the regular screen over there. I'm trying to look. Okay, those are 180 baht, and they're still very nice seats. Well, these fancy seats are 400 baht. So unless you need the couch bed or whatever, yeah, get your 180 baht ticket and enjoy your movie. There's also 200 and 550 baht, which are the fancy couches in the back. So keep that in mind. You want to come watch whatever, Star Wars at the movie theater. It'll oftentimes be playing on 3 different screens at the same time, and the prices are considerably different. I mean, 180 baht is, what is that, $5 and something cents a ticket, where 400 baht, $12, $13 a ticket for something you probably don't need. Sometimes they have an example of the seats out here. See, those aren't the bed seats. These are kind of normal seats, although these are for a couple. And whatever, if you just want a regular seat, it'll be similar to that, better than most in the US, and it's $5. The other thing to look out for is sometimes they get a little cute with the, well, definitely IMAX. That always costs more. So if you accidentally, and I did that, I went to see Top Gun, and I accidentally hit the IMAX ticket, and I'm like, hey, what'd that ticket cost me? Like $15. Yeah, it was kind of cool to see it in IMAX, but I didn't need to. But the other thing they have going over here is, and I don't even fully understand, I think it's an 8K screen, which costs more apparently. So most of the movies, I guess, are going to be shot in 4K on a regular screen. But if you accidentally hit the wrong deal, you might pay for the 8K screen, and I can't tell the difference. You can, I guess, walk up to the guy here and buy your ticket. Just say, hey, what's the cheapest ticket to go see such and such? Or do the self-service, and there's people standing there to help you. Just like any place in the world, they make their money on soda and popcorn. You saw 180 baht for a ticket right now at 1 in the afternoon, but if you want a popcorn and soda, it's gonna be 300 baht. Here's corn cheese, which I've never had. I like the caramel. It's a lot like Cracker Jack. Or you could try paprika. And I'm not going to get a ticket, but these are the theaters back there, and they're nice. Theaters over here in Bangkok, they really make it a going out experience. So they're done up nice. They are cold. I did another video on how to go to the movies in Bangkok. Doesn't bother me one bit. All kinds of jewelry here on the 3rd floor. You can also get cheap luggage, Samsonite knockoffs for $25 or $30. You're gonna pay $200 for that same original Samsonite at the other malls. Super Rich here in Thailand has one of the better reputations. TT's also good for money exchange. Just be careful because there can be a drastic swing. It's not that big a deal, but if you're exchanging 500 US dollars, you might lose $10 or $15 by just going to the wrong money exchange. So look at those rates and don't jump at the first one you see. These places are everywhere. So Super Rich is a good place to start. I know, for example, when you arrive at Suvarnabhumi, sometimes I'll bring money, and down in the basement, it's just always a better exchange rate than right there at customs or right beyond customs. Again, it's not the end of the world to lose 10 bucks, but why do it if you don't have to? So I headed back, and as advertised, 2 hours later, he was done, already on his next project. Looked like he had an iPhone in pieces. So you got a broken phone, bring it on over here for a few bucks. Maybe get a little bit more life out of that phone. And it's nice to have 2 over here, one with your US SIM card and one with a Thai. So I'm good to go. Best 14 bucks I've spent in a long time. Not far from the National Stadium BTS, here's Sukhumvit, and then MBK's over here. Off in this direction, 2 or 3 blocks, is the Jim Thompson house. Jim Thompson, interesting character, an American who lived in Bangkok forever. He was a former OSS agent before the CIA, working throughout Southeast Asia. He came up missing. He was a big art collector, and I believe he was in Burma. I'm not positive, but he was in someplace like Burma collecting art and kind of mysteriously disappeared. Well, his home is 3 or 4 old teak homes, maybe 5, that he brought and put all together. And it's a beautiful house. I believe one of the Kennedys visited way back in the day. I think it was, I'm not sure. It wasn't John F. Kennedy, but one of the Kennedys made a visit there. And today it's a museum. You can go and tour the grounds and the gardens, and it's kind of an interesting museum. I'm not going to get the story entirely correct. I'm just going by memory. But Jim Thompson was responsible for kind of reviving the Thai silk industry. He went up into the hills, into certain provinces where they were still doing the old school spinning of the silk, and he brought samples of it, from what I understand, back to New York, trying to get into the dress industry or something, or at least introduce the silk. And somehow it ended up in the movie The King and I, and the Thai government gave Jim Thompson big thanks for that. I think they even made him an honorary citizen. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going by memory from my Jim Thompson museum trip 4 or 5 years ago. They do demonstrations of spinning the silk right there on the grounds. And any of the large malls will have a Jim Thompson store with beautiful scarves and silk shirts, but mostly scarves.